Hey everybody, I'm Samurai Sam, and I'm making this video as kind of a quick little public service announcement because I have discovered something about the 3DS that is not really well documented online, it seems, and so I wanted to show people that in case people have the same issue and they're searching for info about it and how to get around it. So, the 3DS, as you may know, is region locked, which sucks. But the good news is that if you install custom firmware on your 3DS, it removes the region lock, so you can play cartridges from any region. Or so we thought. So the first couple games that I imported after I got custom firmware on my 3DS systems worked just fine. No problem. Just popping right in, play them. Easy. Those games, if you were curious, were Daigyakken and Saibon and Picross 3D Round 2. One from Japan, one from Europe. And I just imported another one, Rhythm Paradise Megamix. This is a game that we got in America as a digital release only. But Europe was lucky and got a physical. And yes, I do have the digital copy. I could just play that. But I like to have physical versions of my cartridges because I guess I'm a collector type and, stuff like that. Looks good on the shelf and what have you. But when I went to test the game, I discovered something rather uncomfortable. Weird choice of words there, but whatever. Something unfortunate. I kind of chalked it up at first to the cartridge being dirty or defective or something. So, as you can see, the game here recognizes Rhythm Paradise Megamix on the main menu. But when I press A and start up the game, all I get is a black screen. And it's just going to hang here, and there's nothing I can do to get out of it. Home button doesn't do anything. Start button, none of these buttons do anything. I am forced to hard shut off the console. And, yeah, I thought this just was a problem with the cartridge at first. I was going to return it to the seller. But it turns out what it actually is there is an extra region lock. The game, I guess, I don't see any other explanation, it checks the region again after you boot it up, and custom firmware does not get around that. So, yeah, that's an issue. I have no idea how many games have this extra region lock built in. It could just be this one. I don't know. But hopefully this will inspire people to figure out what other games have this extra region lock, if any. But the good news is that there is actually a way around it, and once you do get around it, then you can just pop it in and play it from that point forward. I know this because I have another 3DS, which I have already done this with, but this one I have not yet, so I figured I'd make this video showing the process just so you know. So it requires a program called, what is the program called actually? I forgot already. It's called Luma what? Darn, I should have this ready. It's Luma Local Switcher. Yeah, Luma Locale Switcher. That's Locale. Luma Locale Switcher. So you got to download that. Get the CIA file onto your 3DS SD card, which I've already done. So I'm not going to show you that step. Assuming you have Luma installed on your 3DS, which if you have a custom firmware 3DS, I'm assuming you do. I'm not going to show you how to hack a 3DS or anything like that. Assuming that that step has already been done, hold select, power on the 3DS. And you want to select this right here. Enable game patching. This has to be enabled. And then that's it for that. How do I exit this menu? Okay, yeah, I just hit start. And then it'll go. So that has to be enabled. Now what we're going to do, since we already have that Luma Locale Switcher installed, well, not installed, but put on the SD card, we're going to install it now. We're going to go to FBI. And now we're going to go to SD. And I put the file in the 3DS folder. I don't think it really matters where you put it. Here it is, Luma Locale Switcher. We're going to install this CIA file, so this will create an icon on our menu. And we just got to sit tight and wait for a brief second while it does that. Install finished. Okay. Now we're going to go open up Luma Locale Switcher, which should be, hello, should be that gift box right there. Yep. We're going to boot that up. So, one thing that this thing does is it can apparently change the region that your system reads the game or whatever. I don't know. I can't explain to you exactly how it works. I just know that it works. Okay. So you go to titles, and the titles in green here are things that are digitally on your 3DS, like DLC or digitally downloaded games or whatever, and they're going to be in green. The game in blue is whatever is inserted into your cartridge slot. So that is Rhythm Paradise Megamix, of course. It'll say region, system default, language, system default. That is not what we want. So what we want to do is we go to Rhythm Paradise Megamix, change region, and we want to select EUR, European. And so now this says region EUR, that is what is required. I tried at first changing it to region USA. I was like, oh, I'll change it to whatever region my 3DS natively is, and that'll do it. Nope, that's not what it wants. It wants you to have the region of what the actual cartridge is. And you can change the language if you want. As you can see, I'm clearly speaking English, so I'm going to keep it as English. I can actually speak Spanish as well, but we're not going to do that today. So now we're going to exit, and now the game should boot with no problems. And of course, you don't have to go and do that every single time you power on your 3DS. That should just stay permanent. So watch, this is going to work now. Right? Huzzah! I was starting to, for a brief millisecond, I was doubting whether or not that was actually going to work. But I think because I haven't actually booted it up on this 3DS, it was creating that data for the SD card and taking a little bit of extra time. So yes, as you can see, there is a way around this extra region lock. It's very annoying, but it can be done. And as you can see, my file is here. As a little side note PSA, you can actually totally like transfer your, or not transfer, but copy your save data from your American digital release of the game, even though it has a different name, Rhythm Heaven Megamix. You can totally transfer your save data onto the physical European cartridge. That actually works using the checkpoint software. I'm not going to cover that in this video because that's not what this is about. But if you're curious, just leave it in the comments and I'll tell you what I did. So yeah, I hope this has been informative. I hope that this spurs somebody to start making a list of some kind of like games that have an extra region lock. I don't know exactly how you would go about checking all that. Maybe, yeah, there's probably ways. Maybe I'll help with that someday if someone wants to help me with that. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. The video should be over. Yes, this has been Samurai Sam. I hope you've enjoyed this little educational thing about the 3DS and that it's helped you out if you've had a similar predicament. And yeah, thanks for watching and hope you have a great day and happy gaming, happy rhythm heavening or paradising or tengokuing or whatever language region you're from. Bye!